All right. Rob, by the way, we're live. Guys, I want to thank you for tuning in today and all week. What a great week we've had. It was just a taste of what the Phoenix Landing's all about, and we really hope that we're going to get back to normality sometime in the future. But in the short term, we hope you come down and support us to keep us going. And we love you, and be safe out there. Thank you.
Rob. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're tuning in from throughout the whole world. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Phoenix Landing Live. It's been quite a week here at the Phoenix Landing. We've had live DJ sets each and every night. And then today, we've got a nice Liverpool Football Club themed show. So I've got a couple of guests first and foremost for the first little bit. So I'd like you to introduce yourselves, please. Tell us a little bit about yourselves. Mark, we'll start with you.
Hi, everybody. I am Mark Davis. I would probably be best described as a die-hard, lifelong Liverpool supporter. I am a former athletics runner, which means I picked up my love for Liverpool competing over in Europe back in the day in the late 80s, early 90s. And having moved around the country several places as an athlete training, I eventually found myself in Boston post-career. And I was gravitated towards the Phoenix Landing here, like most folks here that are supporters, and found myself in a perfect place, in a perfect home, and now I come here as often as I possibly can to support my club and to be with some great people here at the Phoenix Landing.
Spot on. Welcome, Mark. And then we'll go to the rose between the two thorns for the afternoon. Hello, Greta.
Hey, Rob. My name's Greta Keller. I am a sport for development consultant here in the Boston area where, I often work with soccer initiatives around just access and equity. I played the game myself at Boston University, still coach a bunch, and have actually spent much of the last 6 or 7 years working with Martin Hollins, who will introduce himself momentarily, with the Liverpool Academy here in Massachusetts as a coach and as a staff member.
Perfect. Hello, Greta. All right, Martin, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Martin Hollins. I'm one of the owners of Liverpool International Academy in Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island. We're very privileged to be Liverpool's official international academy here in New England. We've been one of the academies now for over 5 years. It's an awesome experience. And every day we go out and our job is to provide an authentic Liverpool experience to our 850 players.
Fantastic, mate. We'll dive back into that in a couple of minutes. I mean, for me, straight away, I'm originally from the city of Liverpool. You couldn't tell from my accent, but I've been in Boston for about 11 years or so now. And for me, the Phoenix Landing, and then to have this extended Liverpool Football Club family, for me, in my home, away from home, it's something that I hold very near and dear to my heart. So, Mark, mate, let's talk a little bit about the Phoenix and kind of, when we get to watch the games here and the supporters that do get to travel in, to watch the games with us. And we've been lucky enough to have Liverpool come and play over at Fenway a couple of times here in Boston too. So a little bit about kind of, what the fans get up to here in Boston.
Well, I mean, it's a great environment. Like I said, I've moved around a couple of different cities, but I've never really quite seen what I've experienced here at the Phoenix Landing since I've been here for almost a good 10 years now. I think there was always a great group of people that came here for every match. But I think as people got more involved, as the team started to travel here, like you said, on every other summer or every other couple summers, the fan base started to build. The connection between Fenway Sports, when they ultimately bought the team, I think gave it really kind of a connection to Boston. But it's interesting. I'm sure people either naturally felt it. I know I definitely did. But the city itself here in Boston started to almost feel that you could see the connection between Boston and Liverpool. I mean, you have the Irish, ancestry. You have the river running down the middle of town. I mean, there's the working class environment that's here in Boston. I think you really have a strong connection with the city and the history of the club. When you think of somebody like the Red Sox and you think of somebody like Liverpool Football Club, you have that connection. So, bring that all together in a great bar that's here in Cambridge, the Phoenix Landing, and Kevin Trainer, who's been the owner here for a long time, and he's really built up a great environment here for everybody. It's a small place, but it's very unique in the setting. I think that it really kind of brings together the best people that want to come here and really believe in the club. And I've seen everything from 7 a.m. mornings with 10 people to 12:30 kickoffs on a Saturday, FA Cup tie, and the lines down the corner around the side. And we have a checklist of how to get people in and get people to get a pint and actually see part of the game. So it's been an amazing experience, amazing roller coaster ever since I got here.
That's true, mate. I mean, let alone the FA Cup games, the Champions League games have been pretty interesting as well. Even some of the finals and stuff, some of the nights that we've had there.
Yeah. I think, obviously in the last few years, the UEFA Cup game and the Champions League a couple of years ago, disappointments, but still an amazing time during the game. And then, you can't even talk about a year ago. It was just, this place was, to be honest with you, I think I spent more energy trying to help organize the VIP lists and making sure everybody gets in and everybody's taken care of. But eventually, once the game kicked off, it was euphoria from start to finish. And, that second, that Origi goal at the end, I just bent over in a dark, deep, beer-drunken, spilled, brawl of cries and screams. And you just can't help but it really, it's almost like the one thing that you've been working at your whole life just kind of comes to fruition right in that moment. And it was really a beautiful moment.
That's it, mate. And then just as a final little nod on this, it is a family-friendly place. I know we were talking a little about the ale flowing as well, but on the ins and outs of that, mate, you've been able to bring even your kids down as well, eh?
Oh, yeah. No, my son Ty, his middle name's Anfield, Ty Anfield Davis. I bring my daughter Brooke down here. There's a lot of members that bring their kids in here. It is a very, very family-friendly place. I think that, you're not going to necessarily hear anything in here that you're not going to hear in any other bar in America or maybe the UK or Europe. But it's certainly, it's a family environment here. The people in here really respect not only the members, but the family that comes in. So it's a great place to come. And I definitely encourage people, if you ever come to visit Boston, if it's on a match day, please come by the Phoenix Landing. If you're a Liverpool supporter or just a football supporter in general, you'll have a great time and you'll be well welcomed.
Spot on. Well, cheers, Mark. Thanks very much. And I hope I get to share a pint with you not too distant future as the lights come back on. So Martin, I'm going to jump to you if I can, mate. And now that we were talking kind of within that side, tell us a little bit about the history of how you got involved with the International Academy over here.
Yeah, we were just really fortunate to be introduced to Liverpool through New Balance, through that Boston connection. They spent sort of 3 years looking at us as an affiliate club, making sure that we, we're of the right quality and the right standing to be part of the Liverpool family. And after 3 years as an affiliate club, they asked us to come on board as a full academy. And the support we get from Liverpool is unbelievable, particularly in a time like we're in at the moment where we can't get our players out on the field. To have the support of the academy in providing us with individual training plans for all our players on a weekly basis. I truly don't think there's another club in the world that would have gone to the lengths that Liverpool have gone to support us as an academy and their academies worldwide.
Yeah, I know it was emotional for me. I remember the first time kind of getting to see that in some of the summer schools as well, and coming down and seeing 500 kids playing for Liverpool over here in my new home, away from home again. And it was interesting, again, the phrase, it is the Liverpool family, and it truly does feel that way. We've got a little clip, if we can share with you. This is kind of what the academy kids have been up to during all of these COVID times, and how the kids have been staying engaged. Can we take a little look at that clip?
Love to.
You'll never walk alone.
You'll never walk alone.
Nunca caminarás solo.
断じوحدك أبدا. 君は一人ぼっちじゃないんだ.
That's awesome.
Emotional scenes there, even with that, mate. Tell us a little bit about what the kids have been up to, and even what your coaching staff have been up to during these times.
Yeah, so it's a lot of Zoom calls that we're all on. So the kids get an individual training plan sent out every Sunday in their various age groups. So it's age appropriate. There's videos on there that are just fun videos of, you know, watching the best 50 goals or interviews with the players. And we get it from the men's side and on the women's side, which is fantastic when we have so many girls playing the game here. They provide fitness, injury prevention, because, you know, we want to be back out on the fields as soon as we can. So that injury prevention's you know, so important. And then just all the drills that they're working on in individual spaces. So, you know, we support them with Zoom calls. We're doing team calls, you know, where we get individual teams on and work with them in the constraints that we have. But like I say, you know, we just think it's been unbelievable, the support we've had, and we've had comments from all, you know, our families just thanking us for the support they've had through Liverpool.
Yeah, long may that continue as well. I mean, it is at the end of that video, you'll never walk alone, and no truer as that statement's ever been read than the time that we're in right now. So Greta, I mean, we've been talking a little bit about as to what's going on currently, but how do we move forward? How do we move out of this?
Yeah, so great question. I'm working with Martin and the leadership team there with the Youth Academy around their charitable, really, and community engagement initiative, which is known now as Red Soccer for All. And, you know, what we aim to do is provide access to all kids and help remove the barriers that inhibit access, which could be everything from, you know, the financial cost of club and town and travel soccer, you know, equipment expenses, kits, boots, etc., and more. And so for us, what we're trying to do is look at this post-COVID world, right, and think about how will soccer look? How will youth be able to engage and access the game? And we recognize the fact that we're going to come into a completely different economy. We're going to be looking at communities and families that are dealing with massive budget restraints, and, you know, youth soccer, a child's ability to get on the field and play with their friends and kick the ball around, pursue something they love, it shouldn't have to be limited. And so what we're aiming to do and to launch here this fall is this kind of three-pronged approach to soccer and access to soccer that takes into account, again, just the reality that we're going to be living in a different world. You know, we want to bring grassroots soccer to the communities we serve, you know, allowing opportunities for pickup play. We want to provide coaches at that level with further education opportunities. And, you know, we want to ensure grant funding and scholarship funding to kids to, you know, be able to pursue their dream without having to give it up because of just the absolute unprecedented nature of the world we're living in right now. It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, I know kind of offline when we spoke a couple of times this week, Greta, we were discussing and you'd mentioned to me kind of a couple of different scary stats coming out the back of this with related to youth football and youth soccer programs in the US. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, no, you know, Martin and I specifically have been basically trying to take in all the information we can, and there are numbers out there that are scary. You know, one of them is the fact that up to 70% of youth soccer programs are probably going to go under across the United States. And that's because of, you know, the lack of funding, lack of, you know, fee payments, obviously, just the overall economic downturn for individuals and businesses alike. You know, and not to mention then the municipality budgets, right? Everything's had to be reallocated over the last 90 days, and that will continue to be the case for, you know, the foreseeable future. So what does that mean for recreational programs? Everything's pivoting right now. And, you take all that into consideration, and we as Liverpool and the family that we are, we're trying to identify, okay, how can we serve our communities that have been so great to us? How can we give back? And this is the least we can do. And we're really excited about it.
Now, I mean, Martin, anything you want to add to that as well, mate? I mean, what does it look like when, obviously there's still only unknowns as to when the kids can kind of get back, but even just for the families out there as well, I mean, what's kind of the hope between, the charity arm of this with Red Soccer for All, and then with the academy as well within the 3 states? I mean, how does that kind of combine, and how does that look?
So the academy does provide an unbelievable opportunity for players across all spectrums, and we currently provide over $100,000 a year in support to allow players to have that access. And to Greta's point, that's going to be greatly reduced going forward for so many reasons. So you're starting to shut down that access to a real quality product of playing the game at the highest level. And then you take it down to, the grassroots level where we bring players through into the academy. And if that stops, we really are all in trouble if the kids can't get that access. So we've got an extensive plan to get out on the field as soon as we can, in the safest possible way we can, and just get these kids back into the normality or some sort of normality to their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Got ya. And here's hoping. I mean, look, it's fantastic work that it is that you're both doing as well. And Mark and I have both echoed this as well. And even here at the Phoenix Landing, as this starts to roll out, and the further this goes, I know we'll be reaching out to our Liverpool family, and we can look to further afield. We'll hear a little bit more from Phil Thompson shortly on that side, and how we can kind of bang the drums back home as well, so to speak. But no, I mean, from the bottom of my heart as well, I wish you both nothing but the very, very best. Mark, mate, I mean, family-wise as well, within all of that side of things, coming back to it, to echo what you said earlier on, and the Phoenix being a place for that. Just again with the supporters club and the different charity branches and the different charity incentives that we've done with the supporters clubs in the past. Do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think from the get-go with the supporters group here, I mean, we've had a strong connection with different types of community activation. Chris McKenna, who was on the committee for years here at the supporters club, did great work with connecting us with different types of community environments. And when the International Academy came up in Massachusetts, we tried to do different things here and there, and we're always in huge support of that program. I mean, once again, you have Fenway buying Liverpool, and then you have the International Academy opening up nearby. I mean, it's an obvious connection for us. It's not something that's forced. It's not something that we have to do. It's something that we really want to do because, again, a lot of people like myself have, aspiring, athlete children who want to play football, soccer, and you want to help support that, even if you're supporting an organization that your kid doesn't play for, you're supporting the cause, you're supporting the movement. And as Greta and Martin said, I mean, this is the time where we need the most support as ever, because we don't want to lose all this amazing work that folks have done, that Liverpool have done, that Martin and Greta and everybody have done over the last several years to build this up. We need to continue to support this and weather this storm and look for the light at the end.
Yeah, that golden sky at the end. See what you did there.
The light at the end of the storm, and really just kind of push through that. And that's I think that's important on so many levels, whether you have kids or not. It's about the sport that we follow. We need to support it as much as possible through these times.
Well said. Thank you, Mark. So Mark, Greta and Martin, thank you very, very much for your time. To everybody watching, to all of you out there, we will get as much information out. Feel free to send us any messages kind of in via the social media channels. We'll be able to kind of release that. But on phoenixlandinglive.com, we will have all of the info where you can go. And that'll be a link to the academy, eventually to then Red Soccer for All, and how you can click to donate. I know that we have some T-shirts as well, some Liverpool New Balance T-shirts, right, Martin, that we're able to kind of give out. for anyone who
We will
donates?
do. Anyone that donates, we'll be sending a Liverpool shirt out to.
Bingo. Perfect. Okay, well, thank you very much for your time. We're going to close out with a little video from Liverpool Football Club talking a little bit more about the academy. As soon as that video ends, we will be right back with Mr. Phil Thompson. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome to the LFC International Academy. Here at LFC, we have a proud tradition of developing our young players.
This is a tradition at the club that everyone's proud of and keen to continue.
It's something that we are passionate about and now replicating around the world with LFC International Academies.
By coaching them the Liverpool way, we help them to grow as footballers and as people.
Learning to play the Liverpool way at LFC International Academy will allow you to improve your skill on the pitch as well as developing as a person of the pitch.
We believe in our coaching philosophy and take great pride in delivering it around the world.
At LFC International Academies around the world, you can experience those same training programs and techniques that are taught at the academy here in Liverpool, learning the same way that our own young players do.
At our academies, you will get an authentic LFC coaching experience. An unforgettable LFC experience, training like your heroes, learning from our LFC Academy coaches.
Most importantly, you will learn about our 4 key values here at LFC. They are ambition, commitment, dignity, and unity. Ambition. Know that dreams are to be achieved. Nothing is impossible.
I train hard to try become the best player I can be.
أنا بتمرن جامد عشان أبقى لعيب أحسن.
I want to achieve great things representing LFC.
Dreams are to be achieved. Nothing is impossible.
I'm always aiming to improve as a player.
I'm here to learn from the best and be the best coach I can be.
Commitment. Put your heart and soul into everything. Go that last mile.
サッカーが大好きで一生懸命トレーニングをして上達します。
We represent LFC with pride and passion.
I'm always willing to attend every session and push my limits.
I will try my hardest to attend each and every training session.
أنا دايماً هدفي إن أكون لعيب أحسن.
I'm here to improve players both on and off the pitch.
Dignity. Be true to yourself and trust each other to do the right thing.
I'll earn respect through my actions as a player as well as my actions off the pitch.
Liverpool FC を代表するに当てて自分には確固たるものがあります。
I respect the history and traditions of Liverpool FC.
I trust my teammates to do the right thing.
I earn respect through honesty and integrity.
Dignity, always holding the LFC core values most dear to heart, both on the pitch and off the pitch at all times.
I teach my players what it means to represent LFC.
Unity, believe in each other's ability and expertise.
Liverpool أحسن فريق في العالم.
I aim to have a positive influence on the other players at this club.
僕は仲間との経験を学びます。
I can learn from the experiences of my teammates.
I always work hard to help my teammates.
I always make sure everybody feels included.
We all work hard to achieve success as a team.
No one person is better than another.
Enjoy being a part of LFC football family and thank you very much for your support.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you soon and welcoming you in the greatest family in the world, the LFC family.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. That was amazing again. First and foremost, I just want to thank Greta, Martin and Mark again for their time. It looks like we've got our next guest, but he's been sat patiently waiting and reading. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a man who needs no introduction at all. You all know who he is, the legend himself, Mr. Phil Thompson. All right, Phil.
Hello, Rob. How are you? This is what I'm just reading. Have a look.
What is it, mate?
There we go. That's Madrid Champions League final. It's just a history of Liverpool. Just doing a little bit of homework, you know.
Bit of homework. Not like you don't know enough of it. So yeah, as I say, Phil, I mean, literally just before you came on, we were talking a little bit about the academy. So I'd like to start off kind of your youth and kind of how football really got started for you and what that was like in your early days, you know?
Can we go back that long? Oh, it's certainly nothing like the academy is now. It's wonderful. The structure, what they have in Kirby, which I think it's great that the first team and the academy are going to amalgamate, come together. I think that's right. But back in the day, you were 14. And if you got picked up by a professional club, great. At 15, you're looking to sign apprenticeship forms. Excuse me. Luckily enough, they'd seen something in a skinny lad from Kirby. You know, it's probably about 8 stone soaking wet. To sign apprentice forms, which was great, Rob. I didn't think for 1 minute then what my career would be like. I was just happy to be rubbing shoulders with my heroes, Roger Hunt, Ian St. John, Chris Lawler, Tommy Smith, Emlyn Hughes, some of my colleagues now who are past, but these were my heroes. You can imagine what it was like. So for 2 years, I was cleaning dirty baths, dirty boots, dirty floors, putting this stinking kit out every day. But it was a labour of love. You imagine doing that. I'd stood on the cop for 2 or 3 years prior to that. And then next thing, you're actually in there looking at Roger Hunt like that, eyes just popping out. And they say in life, you should never, ever meet your hero. Why? Because they mightn't be the person that they thought they would be. Roger Hunt never, ever let me down. What an absolute gentleman. Fantastic guy. And you meet your hero and you just melt. So he was there for about a year with me. But coming on and just playing for the B team and the A team was just wonderful. Bill Shankly, Bob Paisley. It sounds like a dream, doesn't it?
It really does, mate, and I can't wait to unpack it all. I mean, talking about the cop, you getting to stand on the cop as a fan straight away. What was it like those days?
Do you know what? It was the most incredible experience. I started off in the old boys' pen. As you would look at the cop to the right-hand side, you would have a fenced-off section just for young juveniles, scallies, as we were called, as you will know, Rob, in Liverpool. So that's where I started, but I didn't stay in there. I used to climb up the drain pipe in the corner and jump into the cop and do a runner. Listen, you had to go to school on Monday morning. You had to say, I was on the cop. But I'd pay me shilling, which was like 5 pence to get in the cop and watch the Mighty Reds. And then you evolved to go and stand on the cop and sing the stand. Now, I know there's people watching here and it'll be difficult for them to understand. If you just Google it, if you go into it, you watch it, YouTube, it was the most sensational feeling. 28,000 people packed into one embankment. It was dangerous, I can tell you. Health and safety we didn't have back then. But it was. I loved every moment of it. Even when I was an apprentice, Rob, I used to, in midweek games, because I played on a Saturday, and the first team played on a Saturday, any midweek games, I would still go and stand on the cop. And it was only when I got to 17 and I started getting a bit of a name playing in the reserves, some people, because you'd have, at times against Everton, you'd have maybe 10,000 people at a reserve game. They'd start to recognise me. And it was the nose. I couldn't hide away from it. So I'd be walking along the cop with my red scarf on, and I'd be standing in there, and people would go, he plays for Liverpool, he plays for Liverpool. It was wonderful. And then the next day, I'd be rubbing shoulders with them. So the cop was incredible. You never walk alone with... And there was more scarves then. There wasn't as many flags, the wonderful flags that we see now. So holding that scarf up for You'll Never Walk Alone, 5 minutes to kick off, was your greatest moment of the week. It really was. It was like going to church.
So you're talking about that, mate. I mean, then what was it like as a player then? So breaking out of the youth team, breaking out of the apprenticeship role and coming out for the first time. So you've just said right then there, you stood on the cop holding up your scarf for You'll Never Walk Alone. What was it like the first time that you walked out onto the field then and heard it as a player for the first team?
Again, I made my debut when I was 18. 18 years, and I think then I was about 8 stone 2. So I'd put on a bit of weight. So it was a lot for me, but I actually made my debut at Old Trafford, and I was a substitute, and there was about 76,000 in Old Trafford. We were winning 2-0, and I can remember looking down like that. Bill Shankly was saying, John Toshak's looks as though he's banged his head. Get warmed up, Tomo. I thought, oh no, please be all right, Tosh. Please be all right, Tosh. So I'm running up and down the touchline like that. And I was like, please don't come off. Please don't come off. I was terrified. 18 years of age going on there. And it was during the second half, as I say, 2-0 up, which wasn't bad. So it's not bad to make your debut. So Shanks goes, Tomo, Tosh can't keep going. Get your bottoms off. Well, trying to get you see these New Balance tracksuits with a big zip up the sides. They didn't have it like that. This was like elasticated ankles. So you can imagine trying to get these tracksuit bottoms over my boots, as well as my skinny ankles. I was falling all over the place, absolutely panicking. I thought, So I gradually got them off. Shank said, Tomo, I want you to go on now, son, and I want you to play behind Kevin. He said, and support the 2 midfield players who are standing in there. So you'll be playing, which is what we know as a number 10 role now. So Kevin was up front, Kevin Keegan. I was behind him. And then the two holding midfield players. I think it was Emlyn and maybe Callie. And I went on, made my debut. I actually nearly scored. Cut inside Martin Buchan, if you remember, Scottish International, on the right-hand side, scoreboard end, onto my left foot. Drove it in, and Alex Stepney, the great Alex Stepney, tipped it round the post. For the first time, the crowd shouted my name. Phil Thompson, Phil. I was like that. I want to go home. It was just one of the most incredible moments that in your life you thought, ever. We scored another goal. We won 3-0, and it was absolutely wonderful. My first touch in that game, I must tell you, I go on, as I say, Shanks told me what to do. I'm right on the centre spot. Who gets the ball in front of me? I'm going to jockey him. George Best. George Best? Oh my God, I'm thinking, I thought, have I gone to heaven here? And I've woke up. And George comes towards me. Now I was clever. I opened my legs and offered for him to nutmeg me. I shut my legs just as he was going to do it. The ball ricocheted off my skinny shins. No shin pads on in those days. And off I went with the ball. Many years later, I do a programme at home called Soccer Saturday. I actually sat with George every week, every Saturday, 12 till 6, with the great George Best sitting next to me every week. Did I bore him? Talking about my first touch in professional football, especially when we were drunk together. Can I say pissed? When we were drunk together. Wonderful. Great times.
Amazing, mate. What was that night like when you got home after playing your first game?
You can imagine it's not far. I can't wait to get home. Guys, there was no mobile phones then. Couldn't ring anybody up to tell them. I was shaking, absolutely shaking to get home. And you've made your debut. Obviously, there'll be match of the day on in the evening time, but to go home and your parents know that you've played, it's been on the radio, and it was incredible. I was still. And then you read the papers the next day, and the great Bill Shankly is telling everybody, because they were saying, who is this kid? Who is this? Like, because I nearly scored. And he went, he's going to be a player. He's going to play. I still don't know what's his best position. He said he could be a striker. He said he might be a midfield player. He said he could even play in defence. This boy can play anywhere. Is he talking about me? Bill Shankly. Sure, it wasn't Peter Thompson. And it was Bill Shankly talking about you like that. It was just sensational. Bill Shankly talking about me in a couple of his sentences to the pressmen after the game. So those Sunday morning papers adorned our household in Kirby. And my mum, God bless her, everything that I got a mention in, she cut out, and she had scrapbooks. I've got scrapbooks galore here, what my mum kept. Thankfully she did, because we all get a little bit blasé. We don't take enough notice at the time. But my mum kept everything. My first ever reserve team in the Pink Echo Saturday night, and Phil Thompson makes his debut, and they went like that. To follow Peter Thompson, who was a winger back in the 60s, they said, this one is Phil Thompson, a midfield player, makes his debut in the reserve team.
Wow.
So it's surreal to think what you did. And obviously, as my career sort of went on, you just were absolutely blown away, which we'll talk about a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to go back now to talk about the great man himself. I mean, you've mentioned him several times already just now. I mean, there's no Liverpool fan worldwide that doesn't know the impact. I mean, you know, to today, the global dominance and global glory and the bastion and all of that jazz, that what it is that he wanted for us and for this club. What was he like as a person, Phil?
Do you know what? People often ask me who's the best manager, Shankly or Paisley. Don't forget Bill Shankly, when he arrived at Liverpool in December 1959. Liverpool, he declared, was a dump. Melwood, the training complex, was a toilet. I want them changed. He said he had a vision. And he said this vision was to build us up to be a bastion of invincibility. So he had this in him. So he started off from nothing, creating those sides, then in the second division, to actually go on and conquer English football in the 60s. So he was everything to us Liverpool fans. He was wonderful. All his words you hung on to. The little bits that we got off the television, on the radio. So you can imagine me going in at 15. So between 15 and 17, I'm now an apprentice, walking those corridors at Anfield, because we went there every day to get changed. And just seeing Bill Shankly in the corridors and him talking to you was just like that. But he could be cruel at times. Because I remember walking the corridors and he stopped me one day and he went, Jesus Christ, Thompson, look at the size of the nose on you. You must have told some lies when you were younger, Pinocchio. I was like that. And you just go, oh, yes, boss, sir. He once said to me, Rob, Jesus Christ, Thompson, you remind me of a racehorse. And I said, why is that, boss? Lean, muscly, speedy? He said, no, son, you'd be great in a photo finish. And I had to go home because my mum was a massive Liverpool fan. And she'd often say, she said, son, did the great man speak to you today? Did he speak to you? And I'd be thinking, what can I tell her? Because I can't tell her what he's just been saying and taking the mickey out of my nose. But he was fantastic, Rob. He was just wonderful. I'll relay a story to you. I was a midfield player, a humble centre midfield player when I first started off at 18. And I'd played about 3 or 4 games as a holding midfield player for the club. And this day we're playing at Anfield and we're playing against Arsenal. And the day of the game, Shanks goes like that, Tomo, your sub. And guys, back in the day, only one substitute in those days. That was going to be me. Not a problem. As boys went out, played the game. We got beat 2-0. John Radford scored. God bless him, little ginger-haired fella with white boots. Alan Ball scored the other goal. So we came in after the game. I got changed. I'm coming out of the dressing room at Anfield. And Shanks was my hero. My mentor was a guy called Ronnie Moran. Now, Ronnie was a great player in the 60s, 50s, late 50s, 60s, and then became a coach. So he was my coach from the B team to the A team to the reserve team to the first team. He's waiting outside the door. Phil, are you going to have a word with the boss and ask him why you didn't play today? I said, Ronnie, it's not a problem for me. I said, I'm cool with it. And he went, that's where the problem lies. If he thinks you're accepted, He'll do it to you again. I think you should go and see him on Monday morning. I thought, oh my God. So I went home, spoke with my mum. I said, Mum, what should I do? What should I do? Ronnie's saying, he said, son, Ronnie's been very good to you. I think you should go and see Mr. Shankly on Monday morning. Be brave, be courageous, front him, ask him why you didn't play. I thought, oh God. So anyway, drove up towards Anfield on the Monday morning, drove up a long Anfield Road in the main stand, through the main stand gates, parked my car, my Ford Escort, by the way, Ford Escort, humble Ford Escort, no baby Bentley, went down the main entrance, turns right towards Shanks' office. I can see him now. He's just coming out. And he goes, morning, son, morning. I said, morning, boss, morning. Can I have a word? He said, certainly, son, certainly. Come in. Sit down. What can I do for you? Why didn't I play on Saturday? Jesus Christ, son, you want to know why you didn't play on Saturday? You should be in here thanking me for not playing here. That load of shite out there on Saturday, Smith, Callaghan, Lawler, they're finished. They're has-beens. They're never going to play for this football club again. But you, son, you're going to play for this football club for many years to come. You're going to captain this football club. You're going to play for your country. I wouldn't be surprised you captain your country. Jesus, you should be in here on your bended knees thanking me for not playing here. Well, I stood up, I bowed. I backed out of his office. I caught my head on the top of the door frame. Honestly, I was 10 foot tall. I felt $1 million. Only problem was he went and picked the same team the next week, didn't he? Oh, my God.
Didn't get on a team sheet after that.
But it was wonderful. He literally panned out my whole career in a 5-minute rant.
Wow.
He was that special. His voice now, I can just hear it at team meetings. He was unbelievable.
I mean, you mentioned Ronnie Moran as well, mate, the legend that is Ronnie Moran. And I know you'd kind of alluded to me, even just in conversations that we've had, talking about the new training complex, and to tie that back in with where that's going, there was something that you'd kind of mentioned a little bit about that. And about the legacy that Ronnie has left for Liverpool Football Club, and the importance of not only Ronnie, but the rest of what's known as the Boot Room Boys as well. When Shankly first came in, they were already in place, right? So what was that transition like? And can you talk to us a little bit more about Ronnie and the rest of the Boot Room Boys?
It was a quite incredible place. As a young kid, as a young professional going through, you never wanted to go in the boot room because the boot room was sacrosanct. This was a place where all the myths happened. The smell of what we used to call the dubbing, the smell of the boots, all this. And as a young kid, and you'd clean all the dirty boots, that was the only time when you got in, because you hung the boots up on the wall. It was the most incredible experience of just going there. There was a couple of wicker skips where they had the boots and the kit. That's all they had back in the day, 2 skips. One had the kit in, one had the boots in. And this was the room. And then there was another couple of plastic-like skips there, small bar, and then it was like a rack which just had a lot of kit, which was just stacked up there, thrown up there. So it was mysterious. And even back in the day when I was playing, and I'd sometimes show people round, and I'd come round down the main entrance, turn left, going towards the This Is Anfield sign, going down the steps, and the lads would go, what's that? And I'd say, oh, that's the boot room. And they went, can we look in there? And I went, nobody goes in the boot room. And he went, wow, is that it? And I think that was part of the mystique, because you were not allowed in there. And this place, obviously, was Paisley, Shanks, a little bit in those early days, Joe Fagan, Ronnie Moran, sharing their thoughts, their training, everything. They'd have books, and it would be from them going in of a morning, what time they got in there, who was injured, because they'd done the treatment. They would, what the weather was like, what time we started, was somebody late, everything was meticulous. So these guys were way ahead of the time in what they were doing. And if things started going wrong, they'd look back at the year before and what happened. But I say Ronnie Moran was a little bit younger than Joe, obviously younger than Bob, but they shared their knowledge, their experience, Bill Shankly. And people will say it was clever. We worked our socks off in pre-seasons. They absolutely run us in. That was all money in the bank. And they got us in there. But Ronnie Moran was this special character because he was one of those guys who wouldn't accept anything but perfection. And it didn't matter if we won 4-0 on a Saturday, we'd come in on a Monday morning and we were like that. Jack the lads, what do you do at the weekend? Ronnie Moran, 10 o'clock, on the bus. We're down to Melwood. And you'd be going, you get down there and he'd say, right, we're going to run this, the warm-up. Charging about, come on, keep up. And you go, does nothing satisfy this man? And this was week in, week out, driving us, pushing us forward. And you've heard the great stories of when we won the league titles. Ronnie had come round with a cardboard box at the start of July pre-season training, and he'd walk in with the box like that and he'd go, here's the medals. If you played enough games and you think you deserve one, pick one up. Well, you get nothing for last season now. It's all about this season. So there was that inner drive, which we all thought, what a moaner. What a moaner. He just nothing pleases this guy. As you got a little bit older, you went, wow, you understood what this fella was. And all the things that he did was for the good of the club. And it did. I absolutely love the guy for what he did for me, how he brought me through and believed in me. I was 28 years of age and we were on a European trip. And Ronnie was sitting there, I don't know how it happened. And we were sitting round. And you just do, because I'd been a young skinny kid from Kirby. And I said, Ronnie, I've never asked you this question. What did you ever see in me? What was it? You know, because I thought I was maybe just as good as the other apprentices. There was about 12 of us, 13. And I said, you obviously, you fancy yourself, think you can play. I says, but what did you see in me? Because the other apprentices didn't even get signed. And he said, Phil, he said, we watch everything. He said, and when you were an apprentice, we watched you in doing your jobs. He says, your kit was always put out perfect. Your baths were always clean to perfection. He says, your boots, we never had to get you back in there to get the mud off the bottom of the boots. Your boots were always shining. And I went, and? And he says, that tells you, us, Tomo, that you wouldn't cut corners. You wouldn't let your teammates down. You wanted to do your best. And it was the same with your training. You didn't take any, because Tommy Smith always threatened to break me back in training. Where I'd be running out, because I was a cross-country runner. I'd be running at the front and he'd get, get back here, you skinny get. I'll break your back. I'll break your legs. And I was like that. And he said, you took no notice, Phil. And I said, oh, so that was it. So I was good at cleaning boots. And that's why you signed. So, but it was something, Rob, when I became reserve team coach under Kenny Dalglish in 1986, his coaching methods, I used them. Tell you what, you wouldn't be able to get away with them today. But this is at professional level. And that's where the difference, obviously, from youth level. But some of the stuff, the tough love, what Ronnie gave us and to forces, probably you wouldn't be able to get away with it anymore. But I was thankful for every minute of his coaching. And I hope they do. You alluded to the training complex up in Kirby. 50 million quid they're spending on it. Ronnie Moran was our greatest ever coach. Yeah, we've had Shankly Paisley, good managers, all of them. My mate Gerard Houllier, fantastic guy. Klopp, good coaches. He was our greatest trainer. And where'd you go? That is a training complex. And I would love something, somewhere, I would love it to be called the Ronnie Moran Training Complex. Does anybody out there listening, by the way? I think it'd be really, really nice. Just something for him to be remembered by. With our football club, Rob, we leave it too late. We do. There's only, I can think, Kenny Dalglish, Bill Shankly, wonderful. Got a statue, got a Shankly Gate after he died. And all his family are there and they're all solemn and they're all, oh, you'd have loved this would be great. Bob Paisley Gates, lovely Paisley statue now. He's died and his family are all sad. And I just think we don't get things right when we should. We leave them far too long. And I'm so glad Kenny Dalglish, we named the stand after him. And absolutely too right it should have been. And he was one. Because you've seen all the pictures of Kenny with his family, and they were all joyous. They were all delighted. We were all delighted for him, and so it should be. But we always leave it too late, our football club. And we've done that with Ronnie Moran. And I'd like to think we will do something for him in the future.
Yeah, unfortunately, we lost Ronnie. No, absolutely, wholeheartedly, mate. I love it, mate. I feel like there might be many people tuning in online, mate, or even if it's just you and I feel like I'm engrossed in what it is that you're saying, mate, and it's from the heart as well. No, I mean, and you're right to say that. Unfortunately, we lost Ronnie a couple of years back. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing, kind of, forget football and forget anything else, just in life, to have just a mentor and someone, so close and so dear to you. That's very, very moving, Phil. Thank you very much for sharing that, mate.
I obviously said that at his funeral, which I was quite proud, because Kenny was there, Graham Souness was there, Alan Hansen, all the greats of the club, and his family asked me to do the eulogy, which I was absolutely honoured. The family knew he meant so much to me, and that's why I've got a vested interest in it. I do, and he was a great part of my life. But you talk about Shankly, and you look at where we are. I'm talking to you there in Boston. Fantastic. We've got fans all over the world. When they have that International Cup, I love seeing the stadiums in America absolutely full with Liverpool fans. When we played Man City, was it last year or the year before? And you've seen about 5,000 Man City fans, and there must have been about 60,000 Liverpool fans. You went, honestly, it touches the heart. And I always think back to Bill Shankly, building up a bastion of invincibility. Because wherever we go, Australia a couple of years ago, Rob, first time the club had been to Australia, and there was 95,000 Reds, not just from Australia, but from Southeast Asia, New Zealand, Tasmania. They come from people, grown men crying, singing
That You'll Never Walk Alone was unreal. Yeah, right, mate. Wholeheartedly.
First time I'd seen one of those spider cams which went around the whole, and I was like that because my sisters, my twin sisters were there with all their family. They said Melbourne was like a European city. They said there was flags everywhere. Everybody marched up from the centre. I was like that. Watching it, sitting here in my kitchen, watching it on the television, going, I can't believe this. And it takes me back to Bill Shankly and what he had said about our club as that far back. And I thought, he'd have loved this. He'd have loved this.
I mean, even kind of just the more recent scenes and in Madrid, and we look at the scenes of Madrid and then the homecoming, and what it truly means, not only back at home, but how that truly beats around the world. I got to see it over in Madrid, mate. It was brilliant being over there. But what was it like? That's us getting their hands on a European Cup. I've got a replica here in the bar behind us. But what was it like lifting the European Cup for yourself? Not only that, but even as captain of the club. Can you dive back to that, mate, as a player?
Do you know what? I always thought, I believed, you can maybe say it's blow my own trumpet. Well, I always believed that I would be captain of Liverpool. If people are saying I was big-headed there, I always thought that I'd have that chance. And after Emlyn left, I thought this is for me. And it was wonderful of the players because it was Arsenal again at Anfield. And Bob Paisley, an hour before the kickoff, went, Tomo, you're captain today. I was like that. I couldn't get in touch with the family. I couldn't tell anybody that I was captain of Liverpool after these years, standing on the Kop, going right the way through, playing. Now I was captain of Liverpool. I was absolutely delighted. I was thinking, I couldn't tell anybody. And I'm like that now. I'm thinking, right, it's about 10-3. We're going out. Now, back in the day, it wasn't like you see on Sky now where the two teams come marching out the tunnel at Anfield together. When you were ready, you went out. Or if you did, you got the bell from the referee and the team went out. So you could go out before Arsenal. But sometimes a lot of the opposition would get out at Anfield first and go in the Kop end to upset us because that's what we always did. So I'm like that. I'm thinking, I've got to get in the cop end. Captain for the first time. I've got to get in the cop end. So 10 to, I'm going, right, lads, we need to go. Got to get out. The lads are going, Tomo, we know it's your big day, but just calm down. Just be a little bit composed. And I was like, okay. So about 6 minutes to 3. I'm like that. The bell goes at 5-2. I'm thinking, I've got to get out. So I'm like that to the lads. Come on. Boys, Phil Neal, Ray Clements. Come on, lads. We've got to get out on the pitch. And they went, oh, okay then. Come on, good luck. Because we never went out warmed up then. It was 5 minutes to 3. You went out and done your bit. So we're like that. I'm saying, good luck, lads, like that. I'm bursting. Because I want to see my brother in the centre of the cop where I always stood with him and where we stood. And I always waved to him every game. From the D, I waved to Owen. So I'm like that. Gets down there, goes down the steps. You can picture it, Rob. The clatter of the studs. Touches the This Is Anfield sign above my head. Goes up the steps, out into the daylight. Turns towards the cop. Jogs towards the cop. As I get over there, I gets into the D. And I'm like that, looking around. Everybody's laughing. The whole of the ground's laughing. I'm thinking, what's going on here? I turned round and Ray Clements, Graham Souness, Kenny Dalglish are still in the tunnel. They've left me go out on my own. They are pissing themselves laughing. I'm the only mug in the middle of the pitch on my own. And I always thought it was two things. One, they knew it was a special day for me. But two, more so, we loved a laugh. And it didn't matter how big the game it was, because I'm waving to our own like that, and everybody's laughing.
On your own.
And I was thinking, I was on my own.
Brilliant. Did you see your brothers?
I do. I always see my brother, always, because it was exactly what I stood, which was right in the middle of the cop, which we used to go. My brother was very good to me when I was just a kid. He was working from the age of 15. I was like sort of 12 and a half, 13, and he would give me 50p a week. And I would sort of use that to go to the match, and then the following week be able to save 50p. He only got £3.50 wages, and he'd have to give me mum some of that. And so I always remembered that. And I paid him back immensely over the years.
Definitely. We'll get to that. We'll get to that then for you.
Honestly, he used to come to every away game, and he'd always been drinking on the train and everything. I'd give him his 2 complimentary tickets, and he'd look at me like that and he'd go, how'd you get on in cards? Whether I'd won or not. And he'd be like that. And of course, I'd say, I had a good win. He'd go, oh, great. And I'd have to go like that, give him like 40 quid or something like that. He said, thanks, kid. See ya. And off he'd go back to the boozer with the lads.
Brilliant. I mean, literally, you're there right now. So I'd definitely like to go there with you, mate. I remember you've told me a story in the past with regard to your brother being outside. And there was an incident with Mr. Bob Paisley. You can set the scene and go from there, please.
This is one of the great moments. And excuse me. People often ask, what was your best league title? I won 7 league titles, ladies and gentlemen, and very, very proud of every one of them. 7 league titles. Didn't think anybody had ever beat it till Brian Giggs come along. But I was very proud of it. People often ask which was the best. And it's quite easy, because it's 1976. We need 1 point in our last game of the season against Wolverhampton Wanderers at Molineux, away from home. This is massive. So we need a point then. We need a draw the following week against Bruges to win the UEFA Cup as well. So it's massive. So we goes down to Molineux, Wolverhampton the day before the game. On the Tuesday, this was a Tuesday or a Wednesday night. Everybody had finished the season on a Saturday. We had the extra games, so we're playing. So we get to Molineux must have been about 6 o'clock. As we're arriving at Molineux, I'm looking around. Oh my goodness, it's 6 o'clock. It is packed all around Molineux. There is thousands of Liverpool fans. You can hardly see. And Wolves needed to win to stay up. And we're like that. I'm thinking, oh my God, there's thousands of fans. I thought, Hobo and Ian, my 2 brothers, and a few of the lads from the Falcon and Kirby, they got in. So we goes in there. Now, Molineux, as the bus comes along the road, It stops right on the roadside. You walk across the pavement 5 yards, through a gate, and then through this big door. It was about 6 foot wide. That was the dressing room. And this is in the bottom corner of the stadium. So the dressing room door's right on the outside of the road. We goes in straight out onto the pitch. It's packed. It's already full inside. And you're going, because people could just pay on the stadium. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, we haven't won the league for 3 years. 3 years? We haven't won it for 30 now. So you know what it's going to be like then. But there's thousands of Liverpool fans. But when we got out onto the pitch, Liverpool fans are on 3 sides of the stadium. They've come in the thousands. I'm on the pitch with the other lads and I can't get it out of my mind. I hope Owen and Ian have got in to see this match. I hope they've got in there now. So I'm panicking a little bit. Goes back in the dressing room, just starts getting changed. Next thing, there's a knock on the door. And this old fella goes like that. He goes, Phil Thompson. And I said, yeah, lad, that's me. He said, your brothers, Owen and Ian, are outside the main entrance, up halfway up the stadium. And I thought, oh, God, what am I going to do? So I put a tracksuit on, ran up the middle of the corridor to the main entrance. Owen and Ian are standing there. I had a few drinks with the lads. Owen standing there. Now, this is a massive game for me. Huge game. And I'm thinking, Owen understands that. But as I got to the door, Owen standing there, he looked at me and he went, kid, you get us in. I don't care what you do, you get us in. We are not missing, me, Ian and the lads, we have not missed a game all season. We have been up and down this country. We are not missing this game. You get us in. Don't care how you do it. We are not missing this football match today. Get us in this match. I'm like that. So I went, oh, all right, kid, all right. Go down the players' entrance, just down there. It's on the main road. You can't miss it. I'll see what I can do. So I went down. As I walked in the dressing room, Bob Paisley looked at me and he went, you all right, Tomo? And I said, yeah, boss. I said, but I've got a problem. He said, what is it? And I said, boss, you've got to do me a favour. You've got to let me brothers in. I says, to this match, they've been to every game. I said, I don't want them to miss it. He went, I can't do that. I can't help you. I can't do anything. And I can see him looking into my eyes. And he goes, and I can see him thinking, I need Phil Thompson in the best frame of mind. What can I do? And he went, what do you want me to do? And I said, boss, open that big door there. I says, let my brothers through. And I says, I've had a word with the steward. He's going to let them into the paddock there. So it's all sorted. Not a problem. And he went to the old fella, give me the keys. So he gets these keys, opens this huge door like that, pulls it open. I jumped on the bench, looked out of the window. Owen, Ian, lads, you're in. So they come in like that, and Owen went, I knew you'd do it, kid. I knew you'd get us in. And I said, the fella's going to get you into the game. So Owen and Ian and the lads came through. And then another 10 fellas came through. And then another 10 fellas came through. So there's 30 fellas going through here. Bob Paisley's got his shoulder next to the door like that. He's going, Jesus Christ, Tomo, how many brothers have you got?
Brilliant.
Incredible. These fellas had flags and banners and everything coming through. Good luck, Clem. Good luck. We won the game 3-1, which was quite sensational because we were 1 down up until the last 15 minutes. Again, another dramatic night in the history of Liverpool Football Club. Great story.
And yeah, mate, no, thank you very much for sharing. I love that. We're about to win the league. I mean, that's you alluded to that a little bit there. I mean, for me, I was only a kid when I got to see it, so this would be my first time on that side, and I get that, number 19 is going to be a little hard, shall we say, not celebrated the way we want to right now. However, that won't take nothing away, right? I mean, what's it like winning the league for Liverpool Football Club, eh?
I think it's massive. I think it's huge. We've alluded to our brand. I know it's hard, and I don't like calling it brands too much, but it's the way of life is, and it's what our brand, our supporters need to be fed, and that's being fed is with trophies, and it's what we have been about forever that I can remember. So this league title, if you'd have told me back in 1990 that we wouldn't win another title for 30 years, I'd have carried you away. to the Looney House. Honestly, you'd have not. I'd have thought that will never happen. This, my football club, we're huge, we're massive, and it's gone unbelievable. It's become the holy grail. It's become desperation. But to me, Rob, I don't know about you. Obviously, you're a massive fan of blah, blah. I've thought with every year that's gone by since 1990, we had a chance of winning the league. I honestly, hand on heart, thought my beloved Reds could win the title that year, 1990, 91, 91, 92. I always went into it and believed. And I knew sometimes the teams weren't maybe good enough, but you're thinking, right, if we can just lose 4 or 5 games, that's all it was, we've got a chance. It didn't always sort of turn out that way. So, of course, we were all left disappointed all the time. We've had our near misses, Gerard Houllier, Roy Evans, Gerard Houllier and myself, Rafa, Brendan. We've all had that heartache, thinking it was coming home, believing that it was going to come home. And last year was the most incredible time in my life to get 97 points and you not win the title. That was horrible. That over 100 and odd years would have won the league every single year. How do you get your head around that? To go again has been nothing short of astonishing. To go again, as we've seen Manchester City did it, 198 points in 2 seasons. It's incredible trying to do that. I know what it takes, not just to win it once, but to go again. And what our team has done to come back from that last year, I know it was great, the Champions League, and we love old big ears. But the league title has become so incredible to people like, how old are you now, Rob?
I'm 32. No, 32, Phil. Yeah.
So, for goodness gracious, you were 2 years of age. My son is 38, and one is 35. Well, of course, they were here, but they don't remember it.
Don't remember it.
They don't remember it. And it's become part of their driven life as Liverpool fans to see us win the title. Now, you're quite right, because I don't give a damn how this happens. It's been declared that it will not be null and void. So no matter what, all these Man United fans, Evertonians, and all the other fans who don't want us to win it, think that it's going to be null and void. It's been decreed that that is not going to happen.
We're winning the league this season, mate.
Even if it's going to be points per game, it will be coming home.
Yeah.
And it will be great. And even dear old Gary Neville will be having to choke on his words. And he keeps going, I'm going to buy a T-shirt which has got an asterisk next to it. And I'm going like that. You can do what you want.
Yeah.
You can all do what you want. 25 points clear. Get a life, will you? And that is why. Do you know what they're scared of? They're scared of the cycle coming back. They're scared of our red cycle coming back. And we become that dominant force. Because they all know what happened in the 60s, 70s, 80s.
Of course.
And they don't want that to happen again. So we thoroughly deserve this. Absolutely. Nobody could have COVID-19. Nobody ever would have understood this. And we've got it in front of us, and our football club thoroughly deserve it. The millions upon the world over will rejoice. We've seen what it was like at Liverpool. You said before, Liverpool was incredible. Manchester City the year before. 30,000 people.
It's true. We get more of that just for games.
30,000. We had that just on the Strand in Liverpool. Welcome home, the team last year. And if we do get the chance when it's safe and when we can, we will celebrate it. And the fans will be able to rejoice, no matter whether it's in 6 months, if it's in 12 months, whatever, this will be remembered. Because this team, at this moment in time, are special. Even throughout my time, this team, what they've done in ripping up the record books has been astonishing. And we go 4 games, as I said to you before, and know that we can still win the league. This team is ripping it up, and we're good in every department.
It is unreal, mate. I mean, I'm getting so excited and amped up again. I tried to turn the TV off and not think football for a while, and I had my flights booked to come home for it. Nothing else is going to stop me in that sense. I'll swim if I need to, Phil. But but the feeling of it, I mean, I got to watch a little bit of television earlier and see it on Sky Sports, and they replayed a little bit of an interview that you did with Jürgen. I mean, I know so many people have kind of have compared maybe is he to Shankly, and where does that fit in, and then to Paisley and all of the greats, and even with Gerard Houllier and Roy Evans and all of the managers that we've had in the past. But where does Jürgen Klopp, the man, fit in? What's your take on him, and what's he like to interview?
He doesn't get a word in when I'm asking the questions. And didn't they do that well? They put it in there. They clipped that all together. Absolute shower.
If you haven't seen it, you need to look on Sky Sports website. I'm sure it'll be up on YouTube later. It was hilarious.
It was quality. It was quality. But when I did that interview, when I went into his office, Rob, it was quite something. Because we walked in there and we'd set it all up. Jürgen opens the door to say, "Hi, Phil." And I goes, "Hi, Jürgen." He gives me that big hug. Which was wonderful. So we walked into that office and we walked to the far end of which is what we call, because Gerard Houllier and myself, we done all that architecturally and everything. This was the captain's bridge. So I said, "Oh, Jürgen," I says, "this room what you're in, Gerard and myself," I said, "this is what we wanted." So the manager, Gerard, could view over all of Melwood. And he said, "Oh, wonderful man, Gerard Houllier, wonderful man." He says, "Phil," he says, "why did Bill Shankly resign?" And I thought, Jürgen Klopp is asking me, Phil Thompson, why Bill Shankly? He knows Bill Shankly, what happened, why he walked away. And I didn't have a proper answer for him. Only what Tommy Smith had said is that he'd offered his resignation a couple. So I'm thinking, this is gold. This is TV gold. This is gold. Turn round and our cameraman's got the camera on the floor. Oh my God. But I asked him the question, do you think you and Liverpool was meant to be? And he said, "Phil," he said, "can I let you into a little story?" He said, this is in his German accent, by the way. He said, "Phil," he said, "when I was having my sabbatical," he says, "and from the end of the season till the October," he says, "Manchester United had asked me to become their new manager." And I said, "Wow," again thinking, this is fantastic. And he said, I said, "Oh, well, what happened?" And he said, "I spoke with my wife, Ula." And I said, "What do you think?" And she said, "Jürgen, it's not for you." He said, "Manchester is not for you. That is not the right fit for you." So I think a woman's intuition is obviously, she's tapping into this now, probably knows, or football knows. So I said, "Well, what happened when Liverpool came calling?" He said, "Again, I asked my wife and she said, that is the right fit for you, Jürgen. That fits." So because of Ula, she came in. And I said, "Well, did you think it was meant to be?" Because at Mainz, your first club, their anthem is "You'll Never Walk Alone." And then you go to Borussia Dortmund, whose anthem is "You'll Never Walk Alone." And then I says, you come to Liverpool, obviously the main place for "You'll Never Walk Alone." I hope he's not going to Celtic after this, by the way. But it was. I just thought those things. And to be a Liverpool manager and be a great, you have to get us as people. Because I believe we are different. You know, we've got Kelly in the picture here. We've got yourself. There's something special about being a Liverpool fan. You can be a Manchester United fan, you can be a Chelsea fan, you can be an Arsenal fan. Doesn't do it. What we do, and I think that's what makes Liverpool so special. Yes, our football club, but it's the people who support it, the people who stand on the Kop, the people who stand in the Anfield Road. This is what makes it. And I think your manager has to get us as people. Yes, they know our history of our football club and what that entails and the great European nights. They have to savour it. But you have to understand it in depth. And Jürgen gets us big time. And I think that is that to me that's something special. It comes across. There's a lot, even when he's like that to the fans and he's getting, nobody takes the ump. Everybody, you're right. And it's just, he does get us in a massive way. And I hope when he signed a new contract, because I was worried that at the end of his contract, he might look to go, because he is, and he might look to want to further it. And the great things that he's done for us, but when he signed that new contract, it was better than any player. Probably not as much as Virgil van Dijk, that is, by the way. But I was thinking about Virgil the other day, and I was thinking the impact that he's had at our club. I think Vincent Kompany has just been saying such incredible things. What a player he's been, and he's changed Liverpool football team. He has changed what we do. He is the best centre-back in world football. And that's Vincent Kompany, who I think has been one of the great players in the Premier League era. Mm-hmm. And I thought, and do you know what I liken to? Eric Cantona, dare I say it. His arrival at Manchester United kick-started their bloody revolution to kick us off our perch. He was that one who had that winning mentality and had that something just a little bit more class. And I thought, that's Virgil. I know it's hard for us to say a Manchester United player, but he is having that impact on our players. That's our football club.
It truly is, mate. I mean, he's changed the landscape of that. Obviously, the arrival of Alisson as well on the back end of that is with the cat in goal. But the other side, I mean, the emergence of this, and as a Liverpool captain and a former captain yourself, mate, I mean, I'd like to dive into Jordan Henderson with you. And I just think the rise of him has been unreal. But you know, tell us a little bit what your feelings are about Jordan as a captain as well.
Jordan, I've been one of those when the critics were coming out about Jordan. What does he do? What does he give? What's he got in his locker? You have to know your players, and you have to understand football a little bit more than going along there 90 minutes. Oh, he's rubbish. That's a bad pass. That's a good pass. There's a lot more to it. And as an ex-player, ex-professional, I look at something a lot more of what players actually give. I could see what Jordan always gave us. You don't play as many games as what he did. Don't forget, he was playing when Stevie was there. He's now coming on for, what is it, 8 or 9 years? He's probably been at the club. And when Stevie left and he took over the captaincy, I thought people were not comparing as Stevie as the player, because it's extremely hard for our second greatest ever player. And I'd be like that. I think you'd look and you're being a bit harsh on him. Look beyond that. Look what he actually brings to the side. So Jordan has had, over these years, had to work on people, to get people to believe in him, to get people being trusted in him. If your manager is picking you week in and week out, that tells you something.
Of course.
So Jordan has got a little bit of everything to be good. Maybe not of the things what Stevie had, certainly not the goal scoring, certainly not, but he brings something else. And a lot of it's called leadership, which doesn't come easily to a lot of people. So I've the utmost respect to Jordan, and I was championing him even when he was having a little bit of sort of a hard time. You had to know what he was bringing in. It doesn't surprise me now, and I will always now remember him. That Champions League final after the game with his father.
Dad. With his dad, exactly where it was going.
And we were all there. We were all, you're like that, and you're seeing it, the emotion and the passion and what you've done. And that realisation that you're going to lift up old Big Ears is something special.
Well, Phil, I mean, I'd like to, that'll segue into my final question for you today. Unbelievable, by the way. Thank you very, very much for your time. But yeah, lifting old Big Ears. And again, coming back to that as a Liverpool captain, lifting big ears. You've mentioned your family and, you know, all your mates from back in Kirby and even the team from the Falcon. I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about that night when you lifted it. You're looking up at your brothers and then the old folklore story of what really happens in the Falcon after you got home with it.
Oh my God. Have we got time? Well, listen, everybody. At the end of February, beginning of March, we'd won the League Cup for the very first time in Liverpool's history. I was the captain. And after the game, lifted it. We beat West Ham at Aston Villa in a replay. I lifted the League Cup. We got on the coach, went back to Liverpool. Absolutely, the first thing, as you do when you win trophy, we couldn't wait to have a night out. So we got back to Liverpool. We're in our cars, straight off into the centre of Liverpool. We're going for the last few pints. So anyway, the next day, Peter Robinson, the chief exec, sees me and he says, Phil, do you know what happened to the League Cup last night? And I said, no. I said, well, why are you asking me? He said, I'll tell you what happened to the League Cup last night. When the coach driver took the coach back to St. Helens after dropping everybody off, when he was cleaning the bus, he found the League Cup on the back seat. So I said, well, what did you want me to do about it? He said, you're the captain. You should have took it home if necessary. Well, I couldn't get it out of my mind. On that great night against Real Madrid, Alan Kennedy's goal, I'm thinking, that is coming home with me. That European Cup. Didn't tell anybody of my thing. And lifting it was the greatest footballing moment of my life. And when I lift it, when the fella actually lets me lift it, I point you straight to the lads from the Falcon, right over on the first tier, right over on the far side. So that was it. Thursday, I'd seen my family after, and I said, go back to Falcon after, on the Thursday night, after the tour around the city. Okay, yeah, great. Oh, we're going to have a party. All the way round on the bus, on the back, getting drunk. Excuse me. I'm like that, leaning over the back. Get back to Falcon. Get back to Falcon. All the lads who play for I was the manager of the football team there. Get back to Falcon. Get back. So all the lads, yeah, see you back there. So I like that. The bus is coming round Queen's Drive, coming up Anfield, Orton Avenue, going up towards Anfield. You can see Anfield in the distance. My wife says, Phil, I need a pee. I am desperate for the toilet. I need to go to the toilet. And I'm going mad. I said, we can't. I said, we haven't got a toilet on the bus. He said, Phil, I need the toilet. I've got to go. So I said, this bus is going nowhere. We're just turning up Orton Avenue and it's jam-packed. There's thousands from the north of Liverpool and it's packed at this corner. And I said, this bus is going nowhere. We'll get off and I'll ask somebody if we can use their toilet in the house. And she went, that's great. So we go like that. Sue Irwin, Colin Irwin, reserve team centre-back. His wife says, Sue, can I come with you? And I said, yeah, come on. Jumps off the bus. People are outside the houses looking like that. And I said, excuse me, love, can we use your toilet? Oh, Phil Thompson, use our toilet. This is astonishing, incredible. Says, go up the stairs, turn right on your left-hand side. And I said, oh, thanks, love. We went up the stairs. My wife went to the toilet. She comes out. Sue went to the toilet. She came out. I went to the toilet. I came out. We come down the stairs. Said to the one, thanks, Phil. She said, don't thank me. I'm going to have a plaque on our toilet. Phil Thompson peed here. She said, it's most. I thought, oh, thanks, love, not a problem. I looked. Where's the bus? Where's the bus gone? I'm looking round. I thought, there's no bus. It's 500 yards away up towards Anfield. I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Everybody's dispersing. Across the crossing comes an ice cream van. An ice cream van. I jumped in the middle of the road, stopped the ice cream van. The fella screeched to a halt and he shouted, what's the matter, Tomo? What's up? And I went, we've got to catch the bus. We're marooned. We can't get to it. He said, can you give me a lift? And he went, yes, no problem. He said, but that door's broke on that side. You're going to have to jump through the hatch. So my wife, who had a pair of trousers on, I pushed her in quickly. Sue had a mini skirt on. I pushed her in very slowly. And then I dived in behind them. And the fella said, help yourself to ice creams. So I'm like that.
Any flakes?
We've all got ice cream. Yeah, flakes and the sprinklies on them. I'm like that. This is wonderful. He's going off up towards Anfield. Popeye the Sailor Man going on in this thing. He's driving as fast as he can. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. We comes down Anfield Road, up Sleepers Hill, the bus had gone round the back of the Cop and we cut it off. So I'm there and you got all the police outriders, stop the bus, and the players are looking down and going, where have you come from? I said, oh, another story. Gets on the bus, finishes the tour, European Cup, I get hold of, goes in the back of my Ford Capri. Ford Capri, I've gone up in the world now, Rob, from the Ford Escort. Puts it in the back of my car, off it goes to the Falcon. Gets to the Falcon. Everybody, as I walked through the door with the European Cup above my head, pub in Kirby, everybody was, oh my God. They were all using the public phone, telling everybody we got the European Cup in the Falcon. People piled in. It was incredible. This is about 10 o'clock at night. The drinks started. Drinks on the house, great. What do you do when you win a cup, Rob? What do you do when you win a cup? You fill it full of ale. We put in pints in, and there was that much in the bottom of the European Cup. And they went like that. One of the lads from the team went, can I go first tomorrow? And I said, yeah, fill your boots. Got the European Cup, and he went like that. And it was like, it was like a tsunami. The whole beer just absolutely soaked them. So anyway, we all had our pictures taken. We were there till 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning. And I said to everybody, get back here at 11 o'clock when the pub's open. I said, we will have pictures taken with all your children because this might never happen again. The European Cup in the Falcon. So bring them all here and I will come back at 11 o'clock for you all. So I went home at 6 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock, my phone rings in the bedroom. I'm like that, searching like that. Hello. She said, hello, Phil. It's Peter Robinson here, Chief Executive Liverpool. I went, yeah, I know you are, Peter. I know. He said, Phil, would you happen to know where the European Cup is? I was like that. My eyes were absolutely, I was like, I couldn't speak. I said, oh, Peter, I thought I had 6 on my sideboard then. My eyes were that blurred. I says, Peter, the European Cup's in my bedroom on my sideboard now. And he said, wonderful then, Phil. Can you bring it down to Anfield straight away? Because I have the world's press and the world's photographers want the European Cup now. I've thought, shit. I've promised everybody I would take it back to the Falcon for 11 o'clock. So what did I do? I kept to my word and went back to the Falcon with the European Cup, had pictures galore taken. I took the European Cup back to Anfield about 12:30, 1 o'clock. Peter Robinson's waiting there. The pressmen and photographers were furious. They'd waited so long. Because of all the ale, I couldn't even breathe on Peter Robinson. I'd have knocked him out. So I just went like that, handed him the European Cup and just drove off. He never said a word. So that's the story of the European Cup.
Oh, mate,
sorry
that
it
is
took
unreal.
So long,
No,
lads.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Phil Thompson, you've got a drink there, mate. I mean, it might not be. I've managed to sneak myself a Guinness. I'm sat here on my own in the pub. I'm self-isolating. I'm definitely all kind of away from everyone. But cheers, mate. I cannot thank you enough for today and for your time this afternoon. It's been an absolute pleasure. I feel like a big kid.
Rob, can I just say what you guys are doing for the kids over there? It's nothing short of sensational. You're trying to raise money to give kids the right to play football, to help them, to help the coaches get the certificates to be able to do it for them. If you want any help, if you want me to do anything, it'd be my pleasure, because it is hard in this day and age. On my television in here, everybody's seeking money from everybody in this world of COVID-19. It is a hard life. And the kids, it's hard because when they come back together, they'll have been separated for such long times. It's difficult for them. So all what you're doing, all the guys over there for the Academy is extra special. So if I can do anything more for you, mate, let me know and it'll be my absolute pleasure.
Phil, mate, that means the absolute world. And it is. I mean, it's all about the next generation and the kids coming through. So, yeah, we'll have the information up for anybody who's watching. Any questions, send it on in. We've got it on phoenixlandinglive.com. And we can go from there. And, Phil, I truly look forward to raising a glass with you down the line. And hopefully it's when we when we get number 19 over the line.
Oh, absolutely.
So from the bottom of my heart, mate, I wish you and all your family the absolute very, very best. And I look forward to seeing you soon, mate. Thank you again one more time. Cheers, bud.
Stay safe, everybody, and you'll never walk alone. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Greta. And thanks, Martin. Nice to speak to you last night. And you're going to be treated to Mark coming up in a minute. Better than what you've just heard from me.
That's it. We're diving straight in. Mark Kenny's ready, all the way from sunny Liverpool. So we've got an hour of Liverpool FC classic songs for you. And then Mark's diving into some Mersey beat classics as well. We've already had some requests coming in, so they've already filtered into Mark for the second set. Phil Thompson, again, one more time, thank you very much. You'll never walk alone. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, Mr. Mark Kenny. Cheers, Phil.
Cheers.
Oh, mate.
Cheers, Rob. Thanks, Kelly.
What an absolute superstar, Phil Tomo. Good evening.
Hello, mate.
When all the lights go out forever, somewhere near the end of time, the noise will pass and the dust will settle, and you'll be on my mind. And you won't find it hard to understand it, though it's hard to explain. Who and what and how and why and wherefore kept me sane. You kept me sane. 'Cause you were there for me, and you kept me free to be what I wanna be, what I wanna be. Town, lay me down by a water cool, heart as big as the city, heart as big as Liverpool. Good afternoon, everybody. Phoenix Landing. Hope you're all staying safe in lockdown. What's going on now? Slowly getting back to normal. Well, I've come running from the other side when you call my name. Did somebody want to point the finger? I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame. You were there, and you set me free to be what I wanna be what I wanna be. Heart as big as my hometown, lay me down by a water cool, heart as big as a city, heart as big as Liverpool. And I am not alone. And I am not alone. And you are not alone. And you are not alone. 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 You are not
Pete Wiley, the mighty War. That was, of course, Heart as Big as Liverpool. So I've just got the comments up on my screen, so I can have a chat to you. Anyone watching on Facebook Live, I can see the comments coming in. So good afternoon. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to do a song from Johnny Cash. We love this one. Ring of Fire. Love is a burning thing, makes a fiery ring, bound by water's eye. I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went high. Burns, burn, ring of fire, ring of fire. Ba ba da ba da ba da ba, ba ba da ba da ba da ba, ba ba da ba da ba da ba, ba ba da ba da ba da ba. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the flames went high. Burns, burns, burn, the ring of fire, ring of fire. This taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I feel for you like a child. Oh, fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went high. And it burns, burns, burn, ring of fire, ring of fire. Ba ba da ba da ba da ba, ba ba da ba da ba da ba, ba 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 da ba da ba da ba. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flame went high. And it burns, burns, burn, ring of fire, ring of fire. Ba ba da ba da ba da ba, ba ba da ba da ba da ba. Ba 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 da ba da ba da ba, ba ba da ba da ba da ba. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went high. Burns, burns, burn, ring of fire, ring of fire. Ba ba da ba da ba da ba. Ba da ba da ba da ba. Ba da 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 ba da ba da ba. Ba ba da ba da ba da ba. I'm going to do Egyptian King, a little bit of Mo Salah. Just tell us when we're good. Just seeing a message from Rob Glover now. Just tell us when we're good. Okay, I'm going to do... I'm going to take a little break after this one. We'll be right back though. There's Mo Salah. In 1992, Prince was born. His name, Mo Salah. One day he'll be king. It's his destiny. On the football field, no one comes close to Salah. Best we've ever seen in all our days. We're on the road to glory. Salah is the king. When Salah gets a sight of gold, he makes us all believe. Mo Salah, Mo Salah, Mo Salah, running down the wing. Salah, la, 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 Egyptian king. Record books will read one name, Mohamed Salah, the best we've ever seen in all our days. We're on the road to glory. Salah is the key. When Salah gets a sight of gold, he makes us all believe. Mo Salah, Mo Salah, Mo Salah, running down the wing. Salah, la, 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 Egyptian king. Ah. Mo Salah, Mo Salah, Mo Salah, running down the wing. Salah, la, 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 Egyptian king. Right, Phoenix landing. We're going to take a very, very, very short break. We'll be right back in a minute.
On behalf of the Phoenix Landing, it's my pleasure to present a cheque for $10,000 to Roddy Miller and the Rian Immigrant Centre. This was part of our fundraiser for the last 2 weeks, and we're very proud to give this great organisation this money.
Thank you. Thanks, Kevin, so much for this gift, and to all of our friends at Phoenix Landing. We really appreciate your support. This will help immigrants from Ireland and from across the world gain access to legal, wellness and education services. So thank you so much for this support. It's really appreciated. Thank you.
There we go. We told you we would be straight back. Bathroom break. I've also poured myself a little Jägermeister as well. So cheers for everybody. It is like 10 p.m. here, so it's allowed. A bit of Bob Marley, Three Little Birds. So I'm just going to get the comments back on. It's always nice. Have a little bit of feedback. Yeah, Three Little Birds, great song. So don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. Woke up this morning, smiled at the rising sun. Three little birds sit by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melody pure and true, singing, this is our message to you. So don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. Sing it, don't worry about a thing,
because every little thing is gonna be alright. Woke up this morning, smiled at the rising sun, feeding the birds, so by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melodies pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. Everybody, so don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. Woke up this morning, I smiled at the rising sun, created a bird, my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melody pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. This is my message to you. This is my message to you. Three Little Birds, great tune that, Bob Marley. Got to do one of my songs now. Song I released a couple of years ago. I've got a eternally grateful to George Sefton, the voice of Anfield, of course. Put this on the playlist, and you know, to be at the match when your song's getting played, at half time or full time, just unbelievable. So big thank you to George Sefton for that. Called What's It Like in Liverpool. Go say hello to Dave, excellent Copites. He's on. Oh, yo, oh, yo, oh, yo. I wish I were there. You know, I wish you were here. It's not yet been a month, I know, but it feels a year. I can write a letter, probably do that too. Now I write a song and I'll sing it just for you. Oh, yo, what's it like in Liverpool? Although I'm half the world away, you know that I'll be coming home to you. Can you raise a smile? Can you make it all worthwhile without you? I don't know what I would do, but I'll be home soon. Oh, yo. When you go to sleep, close your eyes and dream a dream. There's nowhere that the mind can reach, nothing that the eye can see. Liverpool will soon be there. We will dance without a care. For that I know we must go. The city waits for you. Oh, yo, what's it like in Liverpool? Although I'm half the world away, you know that I'll be coming home to you. Can you raise a smile? Can you make it all worthwhile without you? I don't know what I would do, but I'll be home soon. Oh, yo, oh, yo, oh, yo. Ticket to ride, ferry cross Mersey, Penny Lane. Know that she loves you. Oh, yo, what's it like in Liverpool? Though I'm half the world away, you know that I'll be coming home to you. Can you raise a smile? Can you make it all worthwhile without you? I don't know what I would do, but I'll be home soon. Oh, yo, oh, yo, oh, yo, what's it like in
hello to a few more joining us on the Phoenix Landing Facebook page. I think it's going out on YouTube and a few others as well. My name's Mark Kenny. Playing some LFC classics, a couple of new ones for you as well. Don't forget, seeing if I can find it myself, hit the share button. Let everyone know what's going on right now. See if I can find it myself. And we are raising money for Reds Soccer for All. Grassroots football and soccer. So we're raising money for Reds Soccer for All. So please check that out. I'm sure someone from Phoenix Landing will put that post out for you with the link so you can go and find it. Just been asked for Team Carragher's. Got to say hello to Bruno as well. Bruno's just clicked on from Brazil. Hi, mate. I'm seeing Tina Armstrong as well. Just clicked on. Who else is on? It's always nice having the comments because I can see what's going on. There you go. The Phoenix Landing, I just put the link on for you. If you want to help Red Soccer for All, or Red Football for All, as we call it. But, you know, it's all for a worthwhile cause. Right, let's have a go then. Yes, someone just asked for Team Carragher's, so we're going to do that one. Do you like my backdrop, by the way? Looks like my bedroom when I was 9. Set the clock shirt, of course. Number 1 is Carragher. Number 2 is Carragher. Number 3 is Carragher. Number 4 is Carragher. We all dream of a team of Carragher's, a team of Carragher's, a team of Carragher's. We all dream of a team of Carragher's, a team of Carragher's, a team of Carragher's. Number 5 is Carragher. Number 6 is Carragher. Number 7 is Carragher. Number 8 is Carragher. We all dream of a team of Carragher's, a team of Carragher's, a team of Carragher's. We all dream of a team of Carragher's, a team of Carragher's, a team of Carragher's. I've got to say hello to George, who's watching in Morton, in Merseyside. How old is George? Number 9 is Carragher. Number 10 is Carragher. Number 11 is Carragher. 23 is Carragher. Everybody, we all dream of a team of Carragher's, a team of Carragher's, a team of Carragher's. We all dream of a team of Carragher's, a team of Carragher's, a team of Carragher's. There you go. That was especially for George, who's watching in Morton. But I have to say hello to him. So I'm assuming he's one of the younger Reds fans. If someone's asked me to say hello to him, hope you're well, mate. Morton, not far from me, actually. It's only about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Right, I'm going to do... I've got a little tune for Trent Alexander-Arnold. So, we're going to try that one. The Scouser in our team. He's everywhere on the right side. He comes up from the back. He knocks it into the centre. When we're on the attack, this lad, he's from West Derby. He's won the Champions League. He knocked out a sleeping Barcelona on the way to Madrid. And it's Trent Alexander-Arnold, the Scouser in our
taken quickly. Briggy, da 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 da. Da ba da da, ba da ba, ba da da. It's everywhere on the right side. He comes up from the back. He knocks it into the center. When we're on the attack, this lad, he's from West Derby. He's won the Champions League. He knocked out a sleeping Barcelona on the way to Madrid. And it's Trent Alexander-Arnold, corner taken quickly. Briggy, da 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 da, ba da ba da da, ba da ba ba da da. It's everywhere on the right side. He comes up from the back. He knocks it into the center. When we're on the attack, this lad, he's from West Derby. He's won the Champions League. He knocked out a sleeping Barcelona on the way to Madrid. And it's Trent Alexander-Arnold, scouts in our team. Trent Alexander-Arnold, corner taken quickly. Trent Alexander-Arnold, scouts in our team. Trent Alexander-Arnold, corner taken quickly. Riggy, da-da-da-da-da. Trent Alexander-Arnold, how we all doing? We okay? Sorry, just gonna get my feed back. My feed's just gone from the video. There we go. Virgil van Dijk on number 4. Should we do that one? Yes, the Carragher's one was for James Craig as well, mate. George is 10. He's looking forward to LA. Yes, we're going to be doing that one in a bit. We'll do that one towards the end. We'll do that one. Going to dedicate that one especially for George. 10-year-old Red. Here's one for our number 4. He's a centre half. He's a number 4. Watch him defend, and we watch him score. He'll pass the ball, come as you like. Who is he? He's Virgil van Dijk. He's Virgil van Dijk. He's a centre half. He's a number 4. Watch him defend, and we watch him score. He'll pass the ball, come as you like. He's Virgil van Dijk. He's Virgil van Dijk. He's a centre half. He's a number 4. Watch him defend, and we watch him score. He'll pass the ball, come as you like. He's Virgil van Dijk. He's Virgil van Dijk. He's a centre half. He's a number 4. Watch him defend, watch him score. He'll pass the ball, calm as you like. He's Virgil van Dijk. You ready? He's Virgil van Dijk. He's the centre half. He's a number 4. Watch him defend. I mean, watch him score. He'll pass the ball, calm as you like. He's Virgil van Dijk. He's Virgil van Dijk. He's our centre half. He's our number 4. Watch him defend. Then we watch him score. He'll pass the ball, calm as you like. He's Virgil van Dijk. He's Virgil van Dijk. He's a centre half. He's a number 4. Watch him defend. Then watch him score. He'll pass the ball, calm as you like. He's Virgil van Dijk. He's Virgil van Dijk. Nice one, Virgil van Dijk. Got to say hello to Danny Greenwood, Amy, Kate, Eric Schuster, Sean Delaney as well joined us, mate. I thought you might have followed that link when I sent it to you. So yeah, big hello to all the Phoenix Landing crew as well. Absolute pleasure to be joining you. Phil Thompson, what an absolute hero, absolute legend. Heard the stories a few times, and they just get better and better the more you hear it. What an incredible career that man's had, and one of the finest leaders we've had as well. So big love to our Phil Thompson. I'm gonna do on number 9, Si Senor. Had fun with this one. Released this one last year, just before the Champions League final. And it went absolutely crazy. Ended up, played at Madrid. Crazy scenes. On number 9, Bobby Firmino. There's something that the cop wants you to know. The best in the world is Bobby Firmino. I know. Give him the ball and he'll score every time. Si, senor. Give the ball to Bobby and he will score. There's something that the cop wants you to know. The best in the world is Bobby Firmino. I know the 9. Give him the ball and he'll score every time. Si, senor. Give the ball to Bobby and he will score. All together. There's something that the cop wants you to know. The best in the world is Bobby Firmino. No, the 9. Give him the ball and he'll score every time. Si, senor. Give the ball to Bobby and he will score. Come on. There's something that the cop wants you to know. The best in the world is Bobby Firmino. I know the 9. Give him the ball and he'll score every time. Si, senor. Give the ball to Bobby and he will score. There's something that the cop wants you to know. The best in the world is Bobby Firmino. I know the 9. want you to know the best in the world is Bobby Firmino. Number 9, give him the ball and he'll score every time. Si, senor, give the ball to Bobby and he will score. One more time. There's something that the cop wants you to know. The best in the world is Bobby Firmino. Number 9, give him the ball and he'll score every time. Si, senor, give the ball to Bobby and he will score. Si, senor, our number 9, our Brazilian great Bobby Firmino. What a legend that man is. Frank Hogan, my one, what's it like in Liverpool? I've just done that one, mate, sorry. Done it about 10 minutes ago. Hello, Kev Bourne. Hello, Rob Glover. With your pint of Guinness. Very, very jealous here, mate. What should we do? What should we do that I haven't done yet? Got a little tune for Alison Becker, so we're going to do this one. Called All We Need Is Alison Becker. You've seen the great European nights where Anfield glows under floodlight. St. Etienne, it echoes on, the carping voice in unison. Shankly built a bastion, Paisley's vein he carried on. They won it all, they made us dream. We'll never stop, we go again. The keepers we've had through the years, reclaimers lifted all big eels. Elisha Scott, Bruce Crumble, we needed the next superstar. We carved for you, you came from Rome. We bought you with the money from Coutinho. 'Cause all we need is Alison Becker. He's our keeper, Alison Becker. All we need is Alison Becker. He's our keeper, Alison Becker. Alison, it's true. Alison was caught by we love you. Will Shankly built a bastion in Paisley's reign. He carried on. They won it all. They made us dream. We'll never stop. We go again. The keepers we've had through the years, Ray Clements lifted all big ears. Elisha Scott, Bruce Crumble, we needed the next superstar. We carved for you, you came from Rome. We bought you with the money from Coutinho. All we need is Alison Becker. He's our keeper, Alison Becker. All we need is Alison Becker. Alison, it's true. Alison was caught by sweet love you. All together. All we need is Alison Becker. He's our keeper, Alison Becker. All we need is Alison Becker. He's our keeper,
we need is Alison Becker. It's fun, that, isn't it? Yeah, one night in the Chinese. That was crazy, that. Rob Glover. Right, so I'm coming towards the end of the little Liverpool set that I'm doing. Got about another 3 or 4 for you to now. Fields of Anfield Road. Outside Shankly Gates, I hear a cupboard calling. Shankly, they have taken you away. You left a great 11 before you went to heaven. Now there's glory in the fields of Anfield Road. Oh, round the fields of Anfield Road, where once was the King Kenny play. Stevie Highway on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. Glory round the fields of Anfield Road. Outside Paisley Gates, I hear a cupboard calling. Paisley, they have taken you away, but you led a great 11 to Rome in 77, and the Red Men, they are still playing the same way. Here we go. Oh, round the fields of Anfield Road, where once we watched the King Kenny play. Stevie Highway on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. The glory around the fields of Anfield Road. Beside Hillsborough Flame, I hear a cupboard moaning. Why so many taken on that day? Justice has never been done, but our memories will carry on. Glory round the fields of Anfield Road. Oh, round the fields of Anfield Road, where once you watched the King Kenny play. Stevie Highway on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. Glory around the fields of Anfield Road. That's all you're not singing it. Oh, round the fields of Anfield Road, where once watched the King Kenny play. Stevie Highway on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. Glory round the fields of Anfield Road. There'll be glory round the fields of Anfield Road. Fields of Anfield Road.
Of course, in memory to the 96 as well, that one, as always. Well, I'm going to do another one that I released this one last year. If anyone remembers the game, and Jurgen Klopp came out in the press conference after it and started swearing his head off, and he was like, fine me, it's after 10 p.m, I don't care. The kids are all in bed. Now, obviously, the kids aren't all in bed around the world at this moment in time. So I think I will use the word once, if that's okay. If someone can tell me if I'm not allowed to, then I won't use it. We're going to use it once. There's meant to be a few more on it. If you go on my Spotify or on my artist channel on Apple, you'll find the version. It's called Jurgen Klopp. Liverpool have Jurgen Klopp. And just before coronavirus all took over the world and ground us all to a halt, I had a message from Sky in Germany that wanted to use this track for a documentary for when Liverpool win the league. So I'm hoping that means that it's all about to be kicked off again. So I'm going to play for you now. It's one of mine. It's a track called Liverpool Have Jurgen Klopp. Unbelievable, bring the trophy to the cup. There's no other one, he's our number one. Liverpool have Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp, this team, this Liverpool team. This team, this Liverpool team. This team, this Liverpool team. This Liverpool team. Trophy to the cup. There's no other one, he's our number one. Liverpool at Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp, you can find me, I don't care. You can find me live on air. You can find me, yes I swear, for this fucking team. Unbelievable, bring the trophy to the cup. There's no other one, he's our number one. Liverpool have Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp, this team, this fucking team. This team, this Liverpool team. This team, this Liverpool team. This Liverpool team. Unbelievable, bring the trophy to the cup. There's no other one, he's our number one. Liverpool have Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp. So yeah, Liverpool have Jurgen Klopp. I do apologise. Well, I did apologise in advance that I might drop a couple of naughty words in there. But if you listen to the actual recorded version on Spotify and that, there is an explicit warning there, so you do know that there's going to be a couple of naughty words in it. But yeah, Sky in Germany want to use the track. What version they want to use, I don't know. I'm assuming they want to use the clean one, but you just never know, do you? So have a look for that. Liverpool have Jurgen Klopp. Allay. Got asked for this one a little bit earlier on, but naturally we do this one towards the end. It's become a modern anthem, hasn't it, for the club? So we're going to do this one now. We've conquered all of Europe. We're never gonna stop. From Paris down to Turkey, we've won the fucking lot. Paisley and Shankly, the fields of Anfield Road. 'Cause we are loyal supporters, and we come from Liverpool. There we go. Allay, allay, allay. Allay, allay, allay. Allay, allay, allay. Allay, allay, allay.
Paisley and Bill Shankly, the fields to Vanfield Road. We are loyal supporters, you ready? And we come from Liverpool. Allez, allez, allez. Allez, allez, allez. Allez, allez, allez. Allez, allez, allez. We've conquered all of Europe. We're never gonna stop. We'll pat us down to Turkey. We've won a few lots. On Paisley and Bill Shankly, the fields of Vanfield Road. We are loyal supporters. Here we go. And we come from Liverpool. Come on. Allez, allez, allez. Allez, allez, allez. Allez, allez, allez. Allez, allez, allez. We've conquered all of Europe. We're never gonna stop. We'll pat us down to Turkey. We've won a fucking lot. Paisley and Bill Shankly, the fields of Vanfield Road. Last time, we are loyal supporters, and we come from Liverpool. Allez, allez, allez. 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 Allez, allez, allez.
Allez, allez, allez. We all love that one. So my set, the Liverpool set rather, I'm going to bring it to a close now. After this, I am going to continue. And go. Get back up. Yeah, I'm going to continue. Going to take a little break, and then I'll be back. Maybe give us 5 minutes or so, something like that, and then we will continue. Going to do some of the Beatles, some Liverpool music, just some rock and pop classics, basically. So I hope you stick with us. Don't leave with this one. My name's Mark Canny. A big, big thank you to all the guys at the Phoenix Landing. They've got a pinned comment there. If you want to help, you want to donate, Red Soccer for All, please go to the GoFundMe.com. Can't quite read it. The link is there, though. It's on GoFundMe, Red Soccer for All. So please click on that. And we'll do one more.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm, there's golden sky and the sweet silver song of love. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tough and blow. With hope in your heart, and you never
Reds fans all over the world, let's hear ya. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you never walk alone. You never walk alone. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that Liverpool set. My name's Mark Kenny. I'm going to take a little break now, and I'll be back very shortly doing a bit of a mix of everything. So stick with us.
Thank you everyone for tuning in to Phoenix Landing Live. And I really want to thank the DJs for really helping us out to make this project go ahead. Also like to thank our background team, which was amazing, Augie and Daniel on the production end of it. Big thanks you to Mark Davis and Rob Glover for all the social media and website. Big shout out to the visuals guy, Vilash, Evan, amazing. Also Robbie Costello for all his drone work. I want to also thank my daughter Olivia. I want to say also hi to my staff, Danny, Joanne, Jorge, and a special thank you to Dolores, who's been here for over 20 years and who's been the life and soul of the Phoenix Landing. Also want to mention our fundraiser. Thank everyone that donated. We've over $15,000. I want to also give a shout out to Rian and Ronnie Miller's organising the Rian Immigrant Centre. Okay, so let's get on. What a week. Now we finish up with a very special event. It's going to be presented by our friend Rob Glover. A special event for all those that love Liverpool and Liverpool FC. I'm going to hand it over to Rob Glover. We've got Liverpool legend Phil Thompson. We've got Martin from LFC International Academy in Mass. And we have Greta from Red Soccer for All. And also we have Mark Kenny going live from Liverpool. Enjoy the show, and it's over to Rob. Thank you.
me. Love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. 'Cause I'm a believer, not a trace. That in my mind, 'cause I'm in love. I'm a believer, I could believe her if I tried. I thought love was more or less a give and take. Seems the more I gave, the less I got. What's the use in trying? All we get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Then I saw her face. 'Cause I'm a believer, not a trace. That in my mind, 'cause I'm in love. I'm a believer, I could believe her if I tried. Love was out to get me. That's the way it seems. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. 'Cause I'm a believer, not a trace. That in my mind, but I'm in love. I'm a believer, I could believe her if I tried. Trying, all you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Then I saw her face. 'Cause I'm a believer, I'm a believer. 'Cause I'm a believer, I'm a believer.
I'm a believer. Hi, Kerry Howell. Kerry Howell's asked for a Beatles track. A great shout, because I did say I was gonna play a few Beatles songs for you. Here Comes the Sun. This surprised me actually, because when you go on the Beatles Spotify, this track has had about 100 million billion players on it. Out of all the Beatles songs, this is the most popular, apparently, according to Spotify. Here Comes the Sun. Here comes the sun, do 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 do. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do 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 do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, I see this ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do 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 do. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright.
Sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Little darling, the smile's returning to these faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. It's alright. It's alright.
There you go, especially for Kerry Howell, that one. The View. Hey Jude, my first memory of the Cop in 1966. Of course, we can do that one. That one for Sean Price. John Marshall just asked for The View. I can't remember. I've got the words printed off for that one somewhere, but I don't know where they are. I might come back to that one in a minute. We'll do Hey Jude. Sean Price, his first memory of being in the Cop in 1966.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then we could start to make it better. Hey Jude, don't be afraid. You were made to go out and get her. The minute you let her under your skin, then you begin to make it better. So let it out and let it in. Hey Jude, begin. Don't carry the world upon your shoulders. Well, you know that it's a fool who plays it cool by making his world a little colder. Na 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 na, yeah. Hey Jude, don't let me down. You have found her, now go and get her. The minute you let her into your heart, then we could start to make it better, 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 better. Yeah. Na, 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 na. Da, 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 da. Hey Jude. Na, 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 na. Na, na, na. Hey Jude. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Hey Jude.
Hey Jude. So that was especially for Sean Price. His first memory of being in the Cop in 1966. What a great story that is. Right, let's have a look. What else can we do? Liverpool band. Do you want from the Zootons? This was particularly everyone over stateside in North America. You might be more familiar with a lady called Amy Winehouse. She did a cover of this and took it global. But the song originates from a band in Liverpool called the Zootons. So I'm going to play you their version. This one called Valerie.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the border. Well, I think of all the things, what you do. In my head, I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your children hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie. Ooh, Valerie. Valerie. Did you have to go to jail? Or put your house on up for sale? Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a town. I hope you found the right man who'll fix it for you. Now you're shopping anywhere. Change the color of your hair. Are you dizzy? I hope you had to pay that fine. You were dodging all the time, and you still dizzy. Since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? You're making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
Liverpool band, the Zootons. So, yeah, I've just seen Philip Taylor. Yes, true fact that, mate. Written by Dave McCabe, lead singer of the Zootons. So the song originates from Liverpool. Right, let's see what else we've got. Here's a good one. This past week, past 2 weeks, I've been putting on to a band from Australia called the DMAs. Don't know if anyone's heard of them. Absolutely incredible vocal. If you like Crowded House, he's got all the same vocal tones as Neil Finn. Absolutely incredible. So from Australia, and they've done a version of Cher's hit, Believe. And it's absolutely incredible. So check that out. All the DMAs. I'm going to do this one.
No matter how hard I try, you keep pushing me aside and I can't break through. There's no talking to you. It's so sad that you're leaving. It takes time to believe it. After all is said and done,
you're gonna be the lonely one. Oh, do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough. Oh, do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough. Oh, what am I supposed to do? Sit around and wait for you, but I can't do that. There's no turning back. It takes time to move on. I need love to feel strong. 'Cause I got time to think it through. Maybe I'm good for you. Oh, do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough. Oh, do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think it's strong enough. Oh, but I know that I'll get through this. But I know that I'm strong. Well, I don't need you anymore. Well, I don't need you anymore. Well, I don't need you anymore. 'Cause I don't need you anymore. Do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough. Oh, will you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough. Oh.
Yeah, originally that was a global hit for sure, but I got put onto that version from a band called the DMAs, based out in Australia. Absolutely incredible. Check them out. Superb band then. So we're going to bring it back to Liverpool from a band, a singer in particular that we know very, very well as Liverpool FC fans, Jerry Marsden. We're going to do Ferry Cross the Mersey.
Life goes on day after day. Hearts torn in every way. So ferry cross the Mersey, 'cause this land's a place I love, and here I'll stay. People, they rush everywhere. Each with their own secret care. That's how you sing it. So ferry cross the Mersey, 'cause this land's a place I love, and here I'll stay. People around every corner, they seem to smile and say, we don't care what your name is, boy, we'll never turn you away. So I'll
I'll continue to stay. Here I always will stay.
All together.
So fare thee, Christ of mercy, 'cause this land, it's a place I love, and here I'll stay. Here I'll stay. Here I'll stay.
Ferry Cross of Mersey, of course, Jerry Marsden. Jerry and the Pacemakers, that one. I've seen a few more logged on. Tom Cowley, hiya mate. If you're all right. So, I'm going to do a band from the States. Anyone remember Mr. Big hit, To Be With You? So I'm going to try this one for you.
Hold on, little girl, show me what he's done to you. Stand up, little girl, a broken heart can't be that bad when it's new, it's new. Fake a twist of both of you, but come on, baby, come on over. Let me be the one to show you I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Waited on the line, I waited on the line, yeah, just to be the next to be with you. Build up your confidence, you can be on top of walls. Wake up, who cares about little boys that talk too much? I've seen it all, you're down. Give a blow, sorry now. Come on, baby, come on over. Let me be the one to show you I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Waited on the line, I waited on the line, just to be the next to be with you. Why be alone if we could be together, baby? If you can make my life worthwhile, I can make you start to smile. Woo! Whoa, when it's new, it's new. The fake a twist of both of you. But come on, baby, come on over. Let me be the one to show you I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Whoa, just to be the next to be with you. Oh, just to be the next to be with you.
What a tune indeed. Great song, that one. Mohan Chan. I'm not going to repeat that comment. And I'm not quite sure I'll ever think of the song in the same way now. Thanks for that, mate. Right, so I do quite a few live streams. Well, I say quite a few live streams. I do a live stream on a Saturday usually from my own page. I take requests and stuff like that. This is a band, a track that I've learnt recently for Pat out in Palm Beach. Don't think he's on now. But absolutely superb song from Tears for Fears, big 80s anthem, Rule the World.
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world.
Good shout that. We need to twist this. LFC are ruling the world.
It's my own design. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world. There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands while the walls come tumbling down. When they do, I'll be right behind you. So glad we've almost made it. So sad they've had to fit it. Everybody wants to rule the world. Cause I can't stand this indecision. Married with a lack of vision. Everybody wants to rule the world. Say that you'll never need it. One headline, why believe it? Everybody wants to rule the world. All for freedom, not for pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world.
Great song, that one, isn't it? Tears for Fears. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's like a new little favourite of mine, that one. So we're going back to Liverpool now. Big band. The Real Thing. Great song, this one as well. Great song called You To Me Are Everything. By Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Ooh, I would take the stars out of the sky for you. Stop the rain from falling if you ask me to. I'll do anything for you. Your wish is my command. I can move a mountain if your hand is in my head. Words cannot express how much you mean to me. Maybe given time would be a way to see. But if it takes my heart and soul, you know I pay the price. Everything that I possess, I'd gladly sacrifice. 'Cause you to me are everything, my Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Oh baby, oh baby. To you I guess I'm just a clown who picked you up each time you're down. Oh baby, oh baby. You give me just a taste of love. best of me, oh baby.
Yeah, we'll do that one, Paul Beard. Right, Gaz?
Though you're close to me, we seem so far apart. Every given time we'd have a change of heart. If it takes forever, girl, well, I'm prepared to wait. The day you give your love to me won't be a day too late. 'Cause you to me are everything, my Alexander Chamberlain. Oh baby, oh baby. For you I guess I'm just a clown who picks you up, time you down. Oh baby, oh baby. Give me just a taste of love to build my hopes upon. Know you got the power, girl, to keep me holding on. Now you got the best of me, come on, take the rest of me, oh baby. You to me are everything, my Alex Oxlade Chamberlain, oh baby. Oh baby, to you I guess I'm just a clown who picks you up each time you're down. Oh baby, oh baby. You to me are everything, the sweetest song that I can sing. Oh baby, oh baby.
There you go, big Liverpool band called The Real Thing. Absolute tune there. We kind of half adopted it. It never really stuck properly, did it? But it should have. Alex Oxlade Chamberlain. What else have we got? Well, I'm going to do a Beatles song. I haven't done a Beatles one in a bit. Penny Lane. Another one that I've recently... I've got a Beatles tribute band as well, by the way, Paperback Writers. So I've got absolutely no excuse for not knowing this one. But I printed the words out, so we'll be sound. There's a song about one of the most famous lanes in the world, Penny Lane.
Penny Lane, there is a barber showing photographs of every head he's had the pleasure to have known, and all the people that come and go, stop to say hello. And on the corner is a banker with a motor car. The little children laugh at him behind his back, and the banker never wears a mask in the pouring rain. Very strange. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. There beneath the blue suburban skies, I sit and meanwhile back Penny Lane there is a fireman with an hourglass, and in his pocket there's a portrait of the Queen. To keep his fire engine clean, it's a clean machine. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes, full of fish and finger pies. The summer meanwhile back behind the shelter in the middle of a roundabout. Pretty Nessa selling poppies from a tray, and though she feels as if she's in a play, she is anyway. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. There beneath the blue suburban skies, sit and meanwhile back Penny Lane, the barber shaves another customer. We sit the banker sitting waiting for a trim, when the fireman rushes in from the pouring rain. Very strange. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. There beneath the blue suburban sky, Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. There beneath the blue suburban skies, Penny Lane.
Penny Lane. Love that one. Big Beatles tune, of course. Just refreshing that. Your feedback. There it is. So anybody just joined us, please hit the share button. We are raising money for Red Soccer for All. The comment is pinned with the GoFundMe link. So please, if you can donate anything, all adds up. Grassroots football. So that's what we are raising money for today. So please click the link if you're able to. Donate anything, whatever you can. Someone just asked for something. What was it? Dignity. Paul Beard. Great tune, that, mate. Big Liverpool tune for some reason as well. Like as in the city of Liverpool. Absolutely love Deacon Blue here. Hang on.
There's a man I meet, he walks up our street. He's a worker for the council, it's been 20 years. Well, he takes no lip off nobody, but litter off the gutter. He puts it in a bag, but he never thinks to mutter. He packs his lunch in a sunblessed bag, and the children call him Bogey. He never lets on, but I know 'cause he once told me he let me know a secret about the money in his kitty. Gonna buy a dinghy and call her Dignity. I'll sit her up the west coast, through villages and towns, and I'll be on my holidays, and they'll be doing the rounds. They'll ask me how I got her, I say, well, I saved my money. Is the ship pretty? The ship called Dignity. Sail her up, 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 sail her up. I said sail her up again, sail her up again, sail her up again, sail her up again. Sail her up, 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 sail her up. I said sail her up again, sail her up again, sail her up again, sail her up again. And I'm thinking about home. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm thinking about fate. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm thinking about work. Well, I'm thinking how good it would be to be here someday on a ship called Dignity, on a ship called Dignity, on a ship called Dignity. Fast ship.
Deacon Blue. Great song, that one, Dignity. Who was it that asked for that one? Paul Beard, I think it was. That one's for Paul Beard. Is Kerry Howell still on? She asked for a song a little bit earlier. Don't know if she's still watching the stream or not. Let's try this one. Got to go way, way back for this one. Back to the Drifters.
This whole world starts getting laid down. People are just too much to be take. Climb way up to the top of the stairs, and all my cares just drift right into space. On the roof, it's peaceful as can be. There the world below can't bother me. Let me tell you now, when I come home feeling tired and beat, go up where the air is fresh and sweet. On the roof, the only place I know. You just have to wish to make it so. Let's go up on the roof. At night the stars put on a show for free. Darling, you could share it all with me. I keep a telling you we're right smack dab in the middle of town. I found a paradise, trouble-proof. If this world starts getting you down, room enough for two up on the roof, up on the roof, up on the roof, up on the roof. Punctured bicycle on a hillside desolate. Will nature make a man of me yet? When in this charming car, this charming man, white panther lies complexity when the leather runs smooth on the fashion you say. I would go out night, but I haven't got a stitch to wear. This man said it's gruesome, someone so handsome should care. I jumped up country boy who never knew his place. He said, return the ring. He knows so much about these things. He knows so much about these things. I would go out at night, but I haven't got a stitch to wear. But this man said it's gruesome, someone so handsome should care. Na 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 na. This charming man. Na 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 na. This charming man. I jumped up country boy who never knew his place. He said, return the ring. He knows so much about these things. He knows so much about these things. He knows so much about these things.
The Smiths. A couple of requests for that. Great band. Absolutely love the Smiths. That was This Charming Man. Nice tune that, right? Seen a couple of people have jumped on. Got Kelly's on. Hi, Kelly. Dan is on. Louise is online as well. So we've got a couple of you that jumped on the stream. We're going to do... Someone asked for this one before as well. I think she might have jumped off. Kieran as well. Hi, Kieran. You all right, mate? Hope you're doing all right. All around the world, people have, especially the kids, have been putting the rainbows up in the windows for all the frontline healthcare workers. So I'm going to play this one from a band called Shed 7 from this region. They're from the Manchester region, I think. But we'll let them off with that. Chasing Rainbows, great song, this one.
There's things that I regret, like being called a nervous wreck, working up another sweat for you. There's nothing I could do. The counterparts and bleeding hearts, and all the things that fall apart for you. I don't keep my secrets there. I hide them everywhere. I could deny, but I'll never realize I'm just chasing rainbows all the time. I could deny, but I'll never realize I've been chasing rainbows all my life. And then I miss my cue. Everybody had a laugh and then went for an early bath, did you? I don't keep my secrets there. Well, I hide them everywhere. I could deny, but I'll never realize I've been chasing rainbows all the time. I could deny, but I'll never realize I've been chasing rainbows all the life.
Nice one. A couple of people have asked for that. Shed 7. That was Chasing Rainbows. Right, I think I'm going to do one more song. So thank you so much to the guys at Phoenix Landing. They're doing raising money for the grassroots. The comment is pinned on this video, so please check that out. If you can donate, you know, however small, it's all really welcome. It's for a great cause as well, for grassroots football. So please do that. My name's Mark Kenny. Thank you so much. Keep yourselves safe. Keep yourselves entertained. Your mental health is as important as your physical health, especially in these weird times. So reach out. There's massive connection, network of people to talk to, always there. So I'm going to leave you with this one. You'll never walk alone.
when you walk through a storm. Hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of the lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be dark and blow. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you never walk alone. Walk alone.
Thank you very much. Stay safe, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Cheers.